What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and enjoying life to the fullest today. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 2024 Mazda 3 Preferred Hatchback. Huge thank you to Matt May over at Safford Brown Mazda of Chantilly, Virginia for allowing me to do this video for you guys today. If you are interested in this particular Mazda 3 hatch or any Mazda product, I'll be sure to have Matt's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. It's a bit breezier now than it was earlier on in the day. However, I do have a windsock on the camera, but nothing is 100%. So I did want to apologize in advance if there happens to be any wind noise in this video. There really shouldn't be, but you know, nothing's ever 100%. So I did want to apologize again in advance if there is any. There shouldn't be, but there might be. Anyways, just like normal, first we're going to talk about the exterior and the performance. So like I said, this is a 2024 Mazda 3 Preferred Hatchback. And this particular one has been painted in deep crystal blue mica, which looks absolutely phenomenal here, especially in the direct sunlight. But I am a little bit biased. Blue is my favorite color, and blue is also my favorite color on vehicles. So love the blue. You might not like the blue, but I think Mazda does a really good job with all of their colors. My mom's got a ND Miata in Soul Red, and I'm not normally a fan of red vehicles, but Soul Red is absolutely beautiful. Anyways, I'm getting off topic a little bit. A couple things I wanted to say to preface this video is that for 2024, the Mazda 3 now has a new carbon turbo trim level, as well as a new 10.25-inch infotainment system that is only found in turbo models. So the non-turbo models still get the 8.8-inch infotainment system, but the turbo models get the new 10.25-inch infotainment system. But anyways, as standard with the Preferred trim level, you get LED headlights with high beam control, as well as standard daytime running lights, LED turn signals, and then taking a step back and to the left, you get a gloss black honeycomb design front grille with your Mazda logo located at the center of your grille. And then just beneath your logo or your grille and your headlights right here, you get a metallic gray trim piece. And it actually, you know, from a distance looks gloss black. And actually I had to pull it into the direct sunlight to prove to myself that it wasn't gloss black. So in the indirect light, it looks gloss black, but in the direct sunlight, it is definitely a metallic gray trim piece. Anyways, coming down just a little bit more, you get this satin black front lip and 5.5 inches of ground clearance with the Mazda 3 hatchback. But now working my way down the side, you get G vectoring control, which is kind of just like a torque vectoring system, which helps you go around a turn just a little bit quicker and gives you a little bit more grip mid corner. Anyways, as standard with the Preferred, these are the only wheel option, and they are the standard wheels that you get with the Preferred, and they are an 18-inch metallic gray wheel, and they are wrapped in 215/45 Toyo Proxy A40 tires. Here's a view of the tread pattern on those tires right there. And then as standard also with this trim level, you get rain sensing wipers, which is definitely very nice. And then working my way into these side view mirrors, you get body color mirror caps with integrated turn signals. And as standard, these side view mirrors are manual folding, heated. You get memory settings with the side view mirrors as well. So not only does it memorize your driver's seat settings, it also memorizes your side view mirror settings as well, which is also very nice. And then you get your blind spot monitoring on the upper left-hand side of your driver's side mirror and on the upper right-hand side of your passenger side mirror over on that side view mirror. And then taking a step back, here's a little side profile shot of the hatchback. Definitely I like the way that this thing looks, and I'm not normally a fan of hatchbacks, but Mazda, I think, does a great job with their design language. I love all the sharp body lines and the sporty body lines that they design in their vehicles. I just did a video with a CX-5, and that thing looked really sporty, and I loved the body lines and the design on that as well. But anyways, at the top of your windows, you get some satin black window trim, and then at the bottom of your windows, you get some satin chrome window trim. Coming down just a little bit more, you get body color door handles with keyless access, and then all the way at the bottom, you get these satin black side skirts. There's a look at that. They are rather sporty. Here's another view from the front. Then I'll give you a view from the back of what they look like here as well. There's a closer view of what they look like right there. Then coming up just a little bit, you have your fuel door right here. The vehicle does have to be unlocked in order to access the fuel door. I don't know if okay, so it is unlocked right now. That is what it looks like. 87 octane will do you just fine. And then closing that fuel door back up, Up top here, you get a gloss black roof spoiler with your integrated third brake light. You also get a rear window defroster back here, as well as your rear wiper. Talking about the taillights back here, you do get LED taillights as standard, as well as chrome badging on your hatch itself. Coming to your Mazda logo, if you stick your hand underneath here, you'll feel for a little pad. If you pull up on that pad, the hatch will open up, and you get a cargo cover up top here so thieves can't see the contents of which that you have in your trunk when the trunk is closed. Now there are a couple options back here. So this vehicle has been optioned with the $100 cargo tray, which is basically like a rubber floor mat for your cargo area, and you can see it says Mazda 3 right there. They're very premium looking floor mats. I guess that's not considered a floor mat, it's the cargo tray. But anyways, these are your $190 all-weather floor mats. They are in the box right now, but basically they're the same look as what this looks like, except they are specifically designed for this vehicle, so they fit perfectly. And then these are the standard mats that come with this vehicle, basically just carpeted floor mats. And then I'm gonna put this on top so I don't forget about it. Underneath all of this stuff, you have your spare tire. Let me see if I can't get it open. That's your spare tire down there, and everything that you need in order to change a spare tire, or change the tire in case you do get it flat. And then you get an LED light on the driver's side of the trunk. And I would say you could probably fit maybe 4 or 5 carry-on suitcases back here, but if you folded the second row seats down, you could definitely fit more than that. But with those third or second row seats up, you do have a little bit of limited space. But you can see you do get fold flat second row seats. Let's look at that, and it gives you another like 4 or 4.5 feet of storage space, again with those second row seats down. Closing that hatch back up, here's a look at the rear end. But coming down just a little bit, right here is where you will find your backup camera. Then you get a gloss black rear valance back here, as well as 2 reflectors and a dual exhaust setup. And that about does it for the exterior of the Mazda 3 Preferred Hatchback. Let me know what you think of this vehicle in the comments down below. I just did a video a couple weeks ago of a Mazda 3 Premium, which is the one that comes with the 6-speed manual transmission, and that was an absolute blast to drive. The 6-speed automatic is still a great transmission, but if you want a more engaging driving experience, then I definitely recommend looking at the Premium, because it does give you, again, the 6-speed manual transmission. You cannot get the 6-speed manual transmission on this trim level. But anyways, with that stuff out of the way, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder that makes 191 horsepower and 186 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission for a 0 to 60 time in roughly 8 seconds. If you were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 27 miles per gallon in the city, 35 miles per gallon on the highway, for 30 miles per gallon combined with front wheel drive. I think those fuel economy numbers are very, very good, especially considering, you know, I know this isn't the biggest vehicle on the road, but there's quite a bit of space in the second row for somebody who's like 5'9", and there's still a respectable amount of trunk space. So fuel economy numbers, very, very good. Again, if you want a more engaging driving experience, I suggest you take a look at the Premium trim level. But if you're enjoying the video so far today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot get to my goal without your support. I put a lot of time into making these videos, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys would give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. All those likes and comments look really good for my channel in the YouTube algorithm, and YouTube will recommend my videos just a little bit more, which helps me make my dream come true. But anyways, with all that stuff out of the way, let's move into the interior. Moving on into the interior, like I mentioned on the exterior part of the video, you do get keyless access. So all you have to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, put your hand behind the door handle, and the vehicle will unlock. You can also lock the vehicle by running your finger across that like rounded rectangle looking thing right there, and now the vehicle is locked. I did want to show you what the key fob looked like. So on this side, you have your Mazda logo. On this side, it's satin black. You get some chrome trim around the entire key fob, and then your functions consist of your lock function, your unlock function, and your panic function all the way at the bottom. But now let's take a look at what the driver's side door panel has to offer. So this interior is kind of funny because it's actually called grayish. That's literally what it says on the window sticker. So it's like a mix of gray and beige, kind of funny. But at the top of your door panel, you get some satin black vinyl. Then this is the leatherette material. So you get some black leatherette here, some grayish leatherette here, some more black leatherette down here that is nicely padded. Then you get some silver trim, you get a silver door handle, you're unlocking your lock functions, a speaker up top here, side view mirror controls, you get automatic up and down windows at all 4 corners, and then that is going to restrict your passenger window privileges. You get a little bit of miscellaneous storage space from here back, and then you got a spot you could set a Deer Park water bottle there. You do get a power adjustable front driver's seat, and it is an 8-way power adjustable driver's seat with 2-way power lumbar. This is what your grayish seats look like. They are very comfortable. They're also nice and supportive as well. But now we might as well step on into the interior and see what the interior on this vehicle has to offer. So if you wanted to start the vehicle, like I said, you get keyless access. That also means you get push button start. So literally all you have to do is have your key fob in the interior, push your foot on the brake, and then push to start. And that is what it sounds like when it fires up. So as standard with this vehicle, you get 2 memory seat adjustment settings, which are found down here. And then beneath that, you get a spot you could set your key fob down in there. And then that is to turn your sound for your blind spot monitoring system on or off. That is to turn your traction control system on or off. When you flip that down, that gives you access into your manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. So basically what I mean by that, you can bring the steering wheel towards you, you can push the steering wheel away from you, and then you can also move the steering wheel up and down until you find your comfortable position. And then if you wanted to lock it, all you gotta do, push back up on that and the steering wheel locks. Now, let's take a listen to our turn signal. That is what your turn signal sounds like on the 2024 Mazda 3. And not only is this your turn signal control stock, this is also your high beam control stock and your headlight control stock. So flipping this all the way down, that's headlights off. Now the headlights are off. If I flip that down one more time, headlights are back in the automatic position. Then that is daytime running lights on. All the way up is headlights in the always on position, and then clicking this is going to turn your automatic high beams on or off. I personally like to leave this in automatic mode. I think it does a good job at you know, controlling when the lights need to be on and off. Now zooming back out, you get a leather wrapped steering wheel with your horn at the center like any other vehicle. So let's take a listen to the horn. That is what the horn sounds like on the 2024 Mazda 3. Now walking you throughout a couple of the controls on the steering wheel, you have your volume controls here. Then this is to go back on a track. That's to go forward on a track. Pushing on that is going to switch you between your different audio sources. Pushing on that is going to mute the audio system. This is to speak to the vehicle as well as pick up on a phone call. This is to hang up on a phone call. This info button is going to bring you between your different information on that screen there. I'll get into that here in 1 second. But this is your windshield wiper control stock. Like I said, you do get rain sensing wipers, and it will let you know when you are in automatic with that amber light right there. And then also, as standard with this vehicle, you do get Mazda radar cruise control. So here are your radar cruise control settings. And now we might as well work our way into the dash. So all the way at the left, you have your tachometer. At the right, you get your fuel gauge, you get your coolant temperature gauge. Right now, that's letting us know that we need fuel. And then that is your letting you know that your parking brake is engaged. That's your fuel range. That is the ambient exterior temperature. You get your speedometer at the center. Right now that's letting me know that I am low on fuel. And then that is letting me know that the blind spot sound is off. If I click that one more time, the blind spot monitoring sound is on. And then that's my transmission status stuff. Instant fuel economy, that is the odometer. And that's kind of about it for that. Again, if you wanted to switch what you see here on your 7-inch LCD screen, that's your 7-inch LCD display. So this is like your digital speedometer or your digital readout. If you click this info button right here, now it's just the speedometer. Now it's your drive information. Now it's some driver assistance stuff as well as your digital speedometer readout. Now it's just your speedometer as well as your alert. And yeah, kind of about it for that. I did want to show you though, right here, no. We go back into here. You can see this trip button right here. That basically is going to reset your information right there. See how it says 61.9? If I press and hold on that, those values will reset back down to 0. So now those values are back down at 0. So that's what that button does over there. And then these buttons are to brighten and or dim your gauge cluster as well as your backlit buttons. And then coming down here, you have your push button, start button. And then working my way up top here, like I mentioned a little bit ago in the video, if you were paying attention, this is your 8.8-inch infotainment system with wired Apple CarPlay and wired Android Auto connectivity. So this is what your home screen looks like. At the top, you have your information Then you have your entertainment, your communication, your navigation, and your settings. You may notice this is not a touchscreen system, so if you wanted to control your infotainment system, you have this scroll knob down here as well as these shortcut buttons. So this is going to scroll you. I'm going to scroll. Basically, I can scroll up into information. If I wanted to select on something, I push down on it. Then it's going to bring me into my information stuff. Let's say I wanted to go back on a screen. I could click this back button right there, and then that brings me back into this other screen. And then again, back button, that was what your entertainment stuff looks like. Then you have your communication stuff, which is basically just my phone stuff, navigation stuff, and then coming down one more, get your settings stuff. If, let's say, I was connected to Apple CarPlay, it lets you know if you push down on this, it's going to bring you into your Apple CarPlay stuff, but I don't have Apple CarPlay connected because I don't have a USB cord right now. But anyways, if I click this over to the left like that, that's going to pop up my notifications, basically letting me know that I am low on fuel. And then other than that, kind of about it for that screen. I mean, you can go into your settings. I guess I can show you a couple of the settings. You get your in-vehicle displays, your sound settings, your safety settings, all of these different settings. But anyways, then you have these different shortcut buttons. So this is going to pop you into your navigation stuff. This is going to pop you into your audio stuff. This is going to bring you to your home screen. And then this is basically just your back button. That's kind of about it for that screen. Then you get some leatherette up top here that goes all the way over to there. Everything else, like from here on up, is all vinyl wrapped in black. And then this is your HVAC system. You do get dual zone climate control as standard. This is what the climate control system looks like when it's on. You can see that right there. And if you wanted to turn this system off, you have your power button over here. Again, dual zone climate control. Heated front seats with 3 levels of adjustability comes standard. And then this is your hazard button. I like how the button actually flashes with the hazards. And then coming down just a little bit more, you get a spot you could set your phone. I have an iPhone 14 Pro Max. It fits down in there. Then you get 2 cup holders. And if you wanted to go into manual mode, go into drive, flip that over to the left, and now push up to downshift, pull down to upshift, go back into park. Then this is going to switch you between your different drive modes. So flipping it up puts you into sport, flipping back down puts you into basically like your normal mode. Pulling up on this engages your parking brake. Lights up in amber when the parking brake is engaged. If you wanted to disengage your parking brake, you have to push your foot on the brake, push down on that, and now the parking brake will disengage. You may notice that if you don't, or you just push down on that, it's not going to let you disengage the parking brake. It actually tells you what to do. And then this is your auto hold button. So let's say you're stuck in traffic, you know, you're tired of holding your foot down on your brake by yourself. If you engage this system right here, basically when you're in traffic and that button is illuminated, the vehicle is going to hold you in place by itself with its braking system. And then if you wanted to just go forward again, you'd hit the accelerator and it would go forward again. And if you were like at a stop and you wanted to disengage it, you have to push your foot on the brake, push down on that, and then that would disengage it. It's kind of like similar to this parking brake here. And then this is like your favorites button. So when you click on that, you can select what favorites you want it to be. So you can go out in between these different options here, so you can bring it pop up into your entertainment stuff, your communication stuff, or something like that. So that is a configurable button. And then this is your volume control knob. Push to the left, it goes back on a track. Push to the right, it goes forward on a track. And then if you press on that, that is going to mute the audio system. And then if you press and hold on that, it turns that screen off. And then you press and hold on that again, the screen comes right back on. Then you get a nicely padded armrest, very nicely padded armrest, leatherette again. And then opening this up, you get 2 USB-C ports down in here. And yeah, kind of about it. Good amount of storage space down in there as well. And then closing this back up, you can see this thing will slide forwards and backwards to your liking, which is very, very nice. That's what that looks like right there. And then coming over to here, you get 4 HVAC vents on the dash. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. This looks like an HVAC vent, but it is not. And then coming down to here, this is your glove box. Decent amount of storage space in that glove box there. Then you get a standard rear view mirror. This lets you know or if your passenger airbag is on or off, and then who is buckled and who is not. Driver gets a light, passenger gets a light, both are LED. This is your instant dome light on button. And then this is basically whether you want the lights to turn on or not when you open up the doors. Then you get a sunroof as standard with this vehicle. Sunroof goes very far back. Give it a second. You wanted to close it, push forward on that, sunroof closes. And then you can also tilt it just by pushing up. So if you push up, now the sunroof is tilting. Push forward, it closes all the way. Got a spot you could set your sunglasses here. And then moving over to here, you get your visor. Opening up the visor, you get a vanity mirror with a vanity light. So it's a mirror, that's the light. And then the visor itself doesn't slide. However, you do get this piece on the end of the visor that will slide out. So you can see this piece here slides in and out. So when the sun is in those weird positions, you can slide that piece out. But again, the visor itself does not move. OPU panel up top here. OPU panel over there as well. And I gotta say, these seats are definitely comfortable. They've got good bolstering to them. And again, they're heated, so can't complain. A couple things I wanted to mention that you get as standard with this vehicle. You get the 8-way power driver seat with the power lumbar. You get the 2 memory seat settings for the driver, heated front seats, the power sunroof, the Mazda radar cruise control, dual zone climate control, as well as a lot of other things. Now I'm going to throw the entire window sticker on screen. You can take a look at what the 2 things that you get as an option, and then everything else that you get as standard. But basically, I'm just going to highlight the MSRP. So the MSRP of the way that this particular 2024 Mazda 3 Preferred Hatchback is spec'd is $28,845. Let me know what you think of that price in the comments down below. It's definitely nice to see a brand new car that is nice under $30,000, because it seems as time goes on, that becomes less and less vehicles. But anyways, I want to show you what we got going on in these rear seats before moving in to the driving portion of the video. So popping open this door here, let me hit the unlock button. I'll show you what we got going on. This is what the door panel looks like back here. Pushing this down, you do get automatic up and down windows in the back, but I'm gonna have to unlock the window by pressing on that. Now I get access into rolling this window down. You can see automatic up and down, goes all the way down. Vinyl at the top. All of this is all leatherette wrapped. A little bit of miscellaneous storage space back there. And then this is what your second row seats look like. Again, the grayish seats. Stepping on in, I am adjusted behind myself. I've got plenty of legroom and knee room. I am 5'9". Here's another view of my legroom and my knee room. Up top here, OPU panel, a spot you can set your dry cleaning. You get a seat back pocket behind that seat. OPU panel and a spot you can set your dry cleaning over there as well. And then opening this up, you get 2 cup holders as well as a nicely padded armrest. I'll show you the headroom that I've got. Again, 5'9". Probably have, I don't know, maybe an inch or 2 of headroom left over. And if I slouched, you know, I could squeak out another 4 or 5 inches of headroom. But really, that's kind of about it for what we got going on in the interior of this vehicle. So, you know, we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I'll see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, and now on to the driving portion of the video. Take a listen. Thank God for no CVT. I absolutely love this 6-speed automatic transmission, and it is very refreshing because a lot of vehicles at this price point use a CVT, which I'm just not a fan of CVTs. I love the sound and I love the feel of an actual automatic transmission. I think it just really just makes a huge difference, in my opinion, with the driving experience. I just really don't like a CVT. I don't like the way that they sound. I don't like the way that they behave. I know that could be personal preference, but that's just, you know, my experience with CVTs versus automatics. And then one thing I also wanted to say is that I love the way that this thing drives. I'm going to put this into sport mode, but I really enjoy the way that this thing drives. It handles very well. It goes over bumps very, very well. It's not too big, so which is nice. So you can cut through traffic, but you can also, you know, pull into parking spaces very, very easily. And if you want a little bit more of an engaging driving experience, like I said earlier in the video, you can look into getting the premium, and you can get a 6-speed manual. But take a listen to this acceleration in sport. It really starts to build power once you get up to, you know, 5,500 RPM. That feels like when it really starts to pull. So, you know, it's not the fastest thing that you've probably ever driven, but it's got good power for a daily driver. In the way that it puts the power down, I think it's pretty fun. You know, it's enough power to where you can have a little bit of fun, but it's not going to get you into too much trouble. And that is kind of like the perfect way I can describe like my mom's Miata. It's a lot of fun to drive. However, it's not super fast, but when you're going 60 miles an hour, and I'm referring to the Miata, it feels like you're going like 100. Whereas in this, You know, it's a similar feeling. It's not quite the same thing because this weighs more than the Miata, obviously, but it's kind of like a similar thing. You know, again, it's not going to get you in too much trouble, but it's got enough power where you can have a little bit of fun, and then you can also, you know, jump through traffic if you'd like to as well. You know, like I said, it's not gonna be the fastest thing, but you can have a little bit of fun with it, which is nice. And then also, if you wanted to control the transmission, put this thing into manual mode, push up to downshift, pull down to upshift, and then you get full control of the transmission. So you can have a little bit of fun with it, even though it's not a manual. So, you know, if you're looking more for a daily, then, you know, with an automatic, this might be the one for you to get. But if you want something with a manual, you might want to look into the premium, because you can get a manual in that one. And that's, I believe, one of the only trim levels you can get in a manual. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I don't think you can get any of the turbo models in a manual transmission, which is kind of unfortunate. But anyways, it does great going through traffic. The seats are very comfortable, but they're also very supportive. And, you know, like I said, it's got enough power. I'm going to jump out right here. It's got some good low end torque to get me out into traffic where I need to be. And now let's give it a little gas. Ram TRX. One thing I like about it is it doesn't have a ton of torque steer. Sometimes on vehicles like this, like, you'll just have to be like fighting with the wheel to get it to stay straight. But this does a great job at, you know, mitigating torque steer. You can still like feel it kind of wanting to do it. Like, there's a little bit of it that wants to do it, but it does a good job at mitigating it, which is nice. You know, you don't want to fight with a vehicle like to keep it straight when you're getting on it and stuff. And I like how you don't have to do that in this vehicle. Now we're going to do a little test around these turns here. I'm going to use the manual mode here, and we're going to go around these turns. I like the negative torque that you get with the manual shift mode. I can feel the negative torque going around these turns. Handles very, very well. Remains very flat around these turns. Nice and flat around the turns. Let's do a little body roll test. Remains very flat with the body roll test as well, which is definitely very, very nice. Now I'm going to throw it back into normal mode, and then we're going to take a left up here, and I'm going to see what it does just on a normal acceleration, you know, like I would normally do. I kind of ham it up for these videos so you can hear what the engine sounds like. But this turn, just going to do a little normal acceleration, you know, merging into traffic at a stoplight. That's the kind of acceleration I'm going to do right here. So here you go. Like I said, man, it's got more than enough get up, especially if, you know, for a daily driver. I don't think this thing really needs any more power. However, just because it doesn't need more power doesn't mean you don't want more power. So if you want more power, you might want to look into some of the turbo models. They do offer some more horsepower. But, you know, if you don't really care about that, you're looking for a daily that's very efficient, but that's also comfortable and can carry around your family or your dogs or something like that, this is also a great alternative. Personally, for me, I would probably look into getting the manual, just because I really don't think for much longer we're going to be able to get manual transmissions in brand new vehicles. So might as well take advantage of being able to get one with one of these vehicles. So yeah, I would look into getting a manual. You don't have to look into getting a manual. The automatic with the 6-speed automatic is still a great transmission. The manual is just, again, just a little bit more engaging, and, you know, because you can get one, you might as well get one. Yes, the premium trim level does cost a little bit more. I believe that one's like $32K. This is like $28,000 and some change, almost $29K. So again, it's up to you what you want. But again, this is a great alternative. It's affordable, which is nice. You know, a lot of vehicles nowadays, you can't really find many under $30,000 that are brand new, that are nice, that give you a lot of, you know, convenience features like this one has. So definitely very nice. I love the fit and finish of this. The sound system is decent. The Bose sound system that I did a video with the premium a couple weeks ago definitely sounded a lot better than this. But you know, if you don't really jam out to music, this is going to be totally fine to you. And if you don't really like love listening to music, this will be fine for you. But if you really do enjoy listening to music on your drive, You might want to look at getting maybe another trim level with the Bose sound system, because I do think the Bose sound system is worth the additional charge. But again, if you don't really care about music, then I think you'll be totally fine with this sound system. It still sounds good, it's just not quite Bose level. And I personally, in vehicles, I look for power and I also look for sound systems. Those are like my two big things on my list of what I would look for in a vehicle that I would personally buy. But anyways, those are just things for me, might not be the same for you. But really nice vehicle. Fit and finish is great. It's got enough power, and really just a really nice, sharp looking vehicle, and I think it's a great value at its price point. But that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot get there without your support. I put a lot of time into making these videos, so if you would, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought of this vehicle in the comment section down below, and hit that subscribe button. But again, that's it for today's video. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.